and a tight draw at Sydney saw the series end in a 1-1 tie, with skipper Ganguly retaining the Border Gavaskar trophy. One of the most important phases of the Ponting-Ganguly rivalry was played out in South Africa. Ponting's men were confident of repeating their 1999 triumph. Ganguly's team were also raring to go with a well-balanced lineup. The Australians decimated the men in blue in the group stage. Ganguly's team did not lose another game until they met the undefeated Australians in the grand finale. But their luck ran out as Ponting starred with a match-winning century.
The first question I have for him was, what would have he done if he would have won the toss? Because after I lost the World Cup, everybody kept telling me that I should have batted. What would have you done?
We were going to bat. We were 100%
he's not telling the truth.
No, I am. I am absolutely telling the truth. We've got a bit of a... It's not anything that's written in stone, but in big games like that, we always like to bat first. You know, even if we get a smaller total on the board, it's always hard to come out and chase in big games like that. So that was the way we like to play our cricket, and it probably still is today. You know, even through the captains, you know, from me to Michael to Steve Smith. I think if you see Australians and teams in big games like that, they'll generally win the toss and bat. But walking off the field that day, you can totally understand why he decided to bowl, because it was a little bit in the pitch. He just had a couple of fast bowlers that probably didn't use it as well as they could have early on, and if you're bowling poorly to Hayden and Gilchrist early on, then you're generally going to go around a little bit. So we just got off to a flying start in that game, and once again we managed to have this unbelievable record in World Cups. I think it was 36 or 38 games or something without losing a single game in a World Cup, which, I mean, you can never dream of that sort of stuff happening, but that's just the way it was. And we had great teams, we had great individual players that were continually trying to find ways to get better. You know, you look at Warner and McGrath and Gilchrist and these guys, they were never ever satisfied with what they'd achieved, and they wanted to make themselves better every day. And if you have that sort of attitude around a team, it's amazing what a team can achieve.
Ricky Ponting even played under Sourav Ganguly's captaincy when they suited up for KKR in the IPL back in 2008.
He left after 4 games, and we dipped. we didn't lose the first, we lost 1 out of the first 4, and then he left, McCallum left, with a couple others who left, and we just went down.
Ponting holds Ganguly's leadership in the highest regard.
Oh, he's very good. It was good fun. It was a very good captain. You know, you only got to look at what he did with India to realise that he had great respect of all of his teammates, and let alone that, he was able to sort of change the way that I thought India played cricket. You know, it was definitely a more aggressive brand of cricket under Saurav's captaincy than it was before that. So, you know, to walk into that dressing room in the IPL, the first year of the IPL was a little bit like this. It was just something completely different. You know, you're sitting around the change room talking tactics and telling stories with guys that you've played against for 10 years but don't really know that well, and it's quite a different situation to be involved in. So look, I enjoyed that period of time, and I enjoy, you know, spending time here with, you know, 30 of the best cricketers that have ever played the game. It's been a lot of fun, and long may it continue.
Even Dada's opinion of Ponting's captaincy is quite high.
Terrific. You know, for me, Ricky's captaincy had 2 sides. One, when he had the greatest players with him, where he didn't lose anything, and then when he came back where Australia were rebuilding. I always say that you are a great player when you just don't score runs for yourself. You actually change a team and make a team. When he left in 2012, Australia was strong again. He was a part of a great team. Players left, and he made a very good side before he left. And also, what stood out for me for him, and the respect even got more, was the way he did with Mumbai Indians last year. You know, they didn't have a great side, to be honest, and the way they went on to win the tournament just showed that, you know, why they were such a very good team, because they knew how to win big tournaments, and even with ordinary teams, they found out ways to get them on the